Hello, I'm Michael Duckworth. This is part of my Unit 13 FMP for the photography course I'm doing at Blackburn College. What I've been doing is documentary through photography, but I'm also doing a range of videos and interviews with residents of the Shadsworth estate, because my aim is to show Shadsworth for what it really is rather than what that programme Panorama showed it to be. I want to show the good, the hard working, and the decency of the estate, because there is a lot of it. So I've interviewed quite a number of people now on camera, and I thought, seeing as I live here and I am the resident, I thought I'd put my own interview in. So I've got a set of questions that I've been asking the people I've been interviewing. So I've brought somebody in just to ask the questions to myself. They are my own questions, but I'll answer them fairly and clearly, just like I've done with the others. So I'd like to hand over to my speaker.
Tell us how long you've lived on Shadsworth Estate.
I was born to the estate. I'm 28 years old. I was born to the estate. I lived here till I was about 4 years old when my mother and father separated. My mother bought an house on Canterbury Street near the town centre, so I moved there with her, and we lived there for 14 years. But within them 14 years, I spent most of my days in Shadsworth, because I have a lot of family up here and friends, and my father still lived on the estate, so I spent a lot of time with them. So even though I didn't live here for 14 years, I was still here a lot of the time. And then in 2004 I moved back here, and I've been here since.
How have you found life whilst living in Shadsworth?
Whilst living in Shadsworth, life has been absolutely fine. So far my life's been good. I've had little things, but you know, nothing to do with the estate. I've lived here, like I said, all these years, and yeah, Shadsworth's been absolutely fine to me.
And how have you found the residents living on Shadsworth?
The residents of Shadsworth, again, as I've said, I've got a lot of family and friends up here, and I do have a very big family. So between my family and my friends, I know quite a large percentage of the people that already live on the estate. And family and friends, you know, I speak highly of them as anybody would the family and friends. So the people that I don't really know from the estate, again, no problems whatsoever. People seem to be genuinely friendly. You do get the odd one or two people that, you know, aren't so friendly, but I suppose you get that wherever you go. But yeah, in general, the residents, absolutely fine, no problems.
And do you work? And if you don't, have you ever worked?
I'm not working currently. I haven't been for a few years now, due to when I met my now current wife. She's had a son who is now my stepson, and he has a severe illness, and basically it's the exact same as cystic fibrosis. The only difference is he wasn't born with it, he contracted the illness through being in intensive care. So a lot of my time's been spent caring for him, alongside my wife. Hospital visits, he's in and out of hospital a lot, so you know, I haven't worked, but I've been educating myself further, and once this course is finished I'm then moving on to university, and once university is finished I plan to go straight back into work. But I have previously worked. I left school at 16. Previous to leaving school I had part-time jobs, working in a shop, working in a little garage, working in valeting. Excuse me. Once I left school I went to college, and whilst I was at college I was working at the Brook Advisory Clinic in Blackburn, doing 2 MVQs in sexual health, where I also worked as a peer educator, going around to schools, community centres, many other places, giving sexual health talks to young teenagers about safe sex and things. Once I'd finished that in college, I got a job in a factory where I worked for 3 years. Then I trained to be an electrician, and I worked as an electrician for 7 years, self-employed. And then at that point, that's when I met my wife. And yes, I do believe you should work, because if there's nothing stopping you from working, then I do believe that you should go straight into work. And not only that, benefits. I think the benefit system in this country is amazing. I think it's such a good thing for people that are unable to work, and people should be comfortable being on benefits if they genuinely deserve it, but some people do abuse it, sadly, and I just think, you know, a few stricter rules in place and that would sort that out. But I don't think anyone should be judged for being on benefits, because you don't know the circumstance at the end of the day. But if you're able to work, then yeah, you should work.
Have you any regrets that have been a result of living in Shadsworth?
No, it's just a straight answer to that. No, as I said, I've lived up Shadsworth all these years. Even when I wasn't living here, I spent most of the time here. I've got some regrets in my life, like everybody has, but none a result from living in Shadsworth.
And could you just describe Shadsworth in a simple sentence?
It'll probably be a bit more than a simple sentence, but yeah, it's a nice, genuine place to live. It's got little down points, which any place has, but in general, it's a nice, decent, quiet estate to live on.
Anything else you want to add before we finish?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that, you know, I was born to the estate, I still live here now, and even though I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, yeah, I did move away for 14 years, but I was still always here. Shadsworth has 4 primary schools, 3 high schools. It has 4 playgrounds, a community centre, a leisure centre. It has a sports shop. It has a newsagents. It has another shop with the post office combined. It has a takeaway here. It has a fish and chip shop here. It has sandwich shops. You know, it's practically got everything you need here. The hospital's on your doorstep, should you need it. Like I said, we've got a severe ill child that spends like 2 weeks every 2 months in hospital, so it's really convenient for us. But yeah, the residents, the people, really nice. As I say, little bad points, but you get that wherever you go. But in general, Shadsworth, yeah, such a decent place to live. I know that was the end of the questions, so I'll just finish up by thanking you, the viewers, for watching this. It's now February 22nd. I've been on this for a few weeks, and that's consisted of me speaking to residents, getting research, doing these interviews, and hopefully you'll have seen these and got a feel for the people through their interviews and see how the residents feel on the estate. And I just can't wait to get out there with my camera now and start documenting it through photography, as that's what my aim is to do. And by the time it's all finished, people will get a real understanding of Shadsworth and know that it's not this dark, gloomy place that it's been made out to be. That programme, Panorama, I watched it myself, and I'm not just saying it 'cause I live here, but that programme was a disgrace. It took a few people that, you know, don't do so well for themselves, and they just painted the whole estate just via them select few people that they selected. And I do know that there was many people interviewed for that programme, and many people that go to work, that work hard, that have decent lives, that have beautiful homes, and yet none of that was shown. It was just all the negativity. So hopefully my documentary, I don't know if it'll get as many views as that programme did, but my programme will show Shadsworth for what it really is. Just correct myself there, it's not a programme, it's going to be a documentary. A lot of video, but mainly through photography. As they say, the camera never lies. Thanks for watching.